surfing is traditionally a solitary sport as each surfer heads out on his or her own into the ocean to chase the thrill of riding that elusive great wave. However, one of South Africa's surfing hotspots recently saw massive surfers attempt to break a world record for a paddle out, which is when surfers swim out to form a circle of solidarity, usually to remember a past surfer. But in the case of the mass paddle out at Muizenberg Beach, it was to celebrate a special day in the history of this sport at this beautiful surf spot, as organizer Jamie Nye tells us.
We did it because 100 years ago, in 1919, surfing started in South Africa at Muizenberg here in Surfers Corner, and we just wanted to do something special for that moment.
Muizies, or the Berg as surfers call it, has a reputation for producing long right-hand breaks, which has attracted surfers from all over the world for many, many decades. It's also the place where a woman was first photographed on a surfboard, when in the 1920s Heather Price was photographed with a couple of surf-loving US Marines whose ship had docked in Cape Town on its way back to America post-World War I. So what was the vibe like on the day of the paddle out?
There was a lot of buzz in the air. Mother Nature threw up some big surf for us to do it in, made it a bit more challenging. But people came down in their numbers and supported, and a lot of people made it out to the back. It was a very challenging paddle to get out there. We had about 50 or 60 guys, girls from across the board. We had youngsters, teenagers out there. We had some grannies out there. We had all colors, all kinds of surfers, different boards. It was a very unifying moment. It was very beautiful.
With over 2,800 kilometers of coastline that's split between the Atlantic and Indian Oceans, South Africa is known as a surfing destination with many world-class breaks on beaches up and down the coastline. Also known as Surfers Corner, Muizenberg has been the nursery for many thousands of South African surfers over the years. So what was the significance behind the paddle out?
The purpose was to just honor the 100 years of surfing history that South Africa has. We've produced world champions, and surfing's affected tens of thousands of people's lives. It's a special sport, if you can call it that really drives people's lifestyles. And we just wanted to highlight that, and I'm very proud and honored to have been able to do that. And also just to honor this beach that has so much history in South Africa, through the apartheid years with people being segregated and not being able to surf here of different colors. And today everybody came together and we linked up hands in the water, and just for that moment everybody could put aside all the labels and all the differences and just be one. It was beautiful.
A good surf is hugely dependent on the weather and what the ocean delivers in terms of the swell. Muizenberg has traditionally been known for its consistent and generally small waves. So what were the conditions like on paddle out day?
Pretty wild. We had a very big storm that came through over the last 2 days, kicked up a massive, massive swell, big rains, big winds yesterday, and it magically cleared up into a sunny, beautiful day. And yeah.
Surfing has a mythical history and feel to it. So what is it about the sport that sees thousands of surfers, young and old, head down to the beach early in the morning or late afternoon or just any time to get their fix?
For no other good reason than just to have fun. Really, that's what surfing's about, is having fun. And it's a really fun thing to do. So that's why we go surfing, because it's so fun.
Surely there can be no better reason to take to the waves than that, having fun. But it does come with its challenges, as it's a sport that pits humans against Mother Nature in a most beautiful but unpredictable environment.
The ocean, it's dynamic. It's not a static environment, and you get to really experience nature in its rawest power. We leave all the rules on land. There's no rules out there, and it's man against nature, man or woman against nature. It's a challenge and a privilege to do something like this with our lives.
Muizies will forever be a deep and intrinsic part of South African surf culture, and for many more years, young and old will enjoy the thrill of riding the waves at the beach. While all over the country and the world, Others would have learned to do so at Surfers Corner.